What's going on, my beautiful black people? My beautiful, beautiful black gods and goddesses, and my beautiful white kings and queens. It is I, God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofadai, which is the religion of no religion, here to dismantle and disassemble our religion by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as Amen, reincarnated, that of the New Age, that of the 226th dynasty, which stemmed from King Solomon, who had a descendant by the name of Haile Selassie I, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. 3 salutes. Ready? Go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the Most High and the most logical being or deity at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the Six, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the Seven, and that is as of August 21st, 2017, titled Day of the Great American Eclipse. I thank you guys for joining. I thank you guys for tuning in. The reason why I titled this audio question and answer, ask me, is because I have this problem, right? This problem where black people, my beautiful black gods and goddesses, we hate to put ourselves on display. And I have this problem every time I put out knowledge and understanding, my perspective, my opinions, my understandings, my wisdom. Every time that I place these things, or I put these things on Facebook, a lot of people run out of questions to ask me. They don't ask me openly. A lot of people direct message me, A lot of people ask me questions that are, very educational, very intellectual questions. But they ask me privately, And that's not my goal, that's not my objective. Not as a supreme, intelligent, intellectual, comprehensive applicant of the divine cosmos. That's not my objective. As someone who has a high intellect, a high intelligence. Because I want everybody to have open discussion, I have people that ask me about Planet Nibiru, Planet X. Why don't I believe in aliens? People ask me, what is energy? A lot of people who hear my audios, and I've been making these audios, I had a page before. If you scroll down this new page, if you keep scrolling down, those who are prospects of my knowledge, if you keep scrolling down, you will see that I wrote that this is a new page. I'm back. And the reason why I wrote that is because before I had a previous page that I had created in 2017, and it was receiving a lot of attention. A lot of people were sharing my audios. A lot of people was tuning in. I met a lot of great, divinely spiritual, metaphysical people. I met a lot of these people, and they were listening to my audios because I like to give out audios because I speak to the ear, and the ear deals with a certain percentage of incepted knowledge, a certain percentage of incepted comprehension. 95% of what you receive informatively or through your intel is by your eyes. You could research different sciences, there's different studies on it. But from what I understand, and for the most part, 95% of what you incept as far as information is through the eyes. So that splits 5% of the other four senses. That splits that up and gives the other four senses precisely 1%. So I speak to the ear because the ear has a certain imaginative, a certain understanding. The ear has a certain attentiveness. People dedicate the ear to what they can hear, and that deals with the dimensions, right? Your five senses are a dimensional application of what you understand to be your divine reality, your comprehensive reality. So I speak to the ear because the message tends to stick to the nucleotides and the polymers and disaccharides of the information that's inside of your genetic anatomy a lot more constructively, through the ears. So I speak to the ears, I speak to people directly, and I've been making my audios before. I had over 300 audios on my previous page that I just recently deleted this year because it was causing conflict between me and my wife, and because there was a lot of women that were satisfied with the intelligence, and that's basic understanding when it comes to your people. Women are attracted to intelligence, especially black women. They are very attracted to intelligence, and that ended up causing a conflict between me and my wife, even though I wasn't pursuing any of these women. But she just felt insecure, and I just had to secure her, which any intelligent man does. I had to secure her by deleting the page. But I had almost 3,000 followers on that previous page that I had gained from the intellect and the knowledge and the wisdom that I was giving out to my people. So this is nothing new to me, recording audios. It's nothing new to me going live through the audio application of social media. It's nothing new to me. Those who are tuning in, those who have been tuning in, I just want to keep this truthful to you guys, because I've had followers. I never created a YouTube page. I post my YouTube link up on my page all the time, and a lot of people look at the recent or the recent postings of my audios, and they look at how many people view and how many people have subscribed to my page, and they see that it's very small, and they figure that I'm someone who's just starting out and things of that nature. But I've been releasing audios on Facebook for the most part, because Facebook people have very low attention spans according to certain statistics. People don't come to Facebook to listen to things. They rarely come to Facebook to view. They definitely don't come to Facebook to listen to things. So I'm speaking to a specific audience, those who are seeking a specific understanding, those who are of the Al Keponaki. If you are someone who's tuned into this audio right now, no matter what you believe in, you are someone of the Al Kebunaki, Mofadai, religion of no religion, 6 ether being understanding. And this has been, you have been chosen upon divine destiny to be someone of this personnel. So I speak with intellect because this is the way that the universe interprets information to me, very intelligently and very intellectually. I can say something that's very simple to the understanding, very fundamental, and one could research what I say and they will find it to be factual evidence or factual statement. You know, I don't place myself on this pedestal as far as my intellect because I can always learn something. You can learn something from a 1-year-old child, you know. You can always learn. I never pretend as though I know everything, which is why I titled this audio what I titled it, which is question and answers. Ask me, you know, ask me anything. My brother Terrence Fry, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining, my brother. My brother says, I love all your postings, brother. That warms my heart, my brother, that someone is listening. Someone is listening. Someone is paying attention. I love all your postings, brother. Thank God for your information. My question is, where does the soul of black people go when they pass? Do they go to another dimension, journey, or do they return with the same energy? Example, someone that maliciously kill a person only dies. What happens to that soul, and what happens to the soul of the spiritual intellect? And can you please explain reincarnation? Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you very much. Okay, that's a simple question. I thank you for asking that question. Very intellectual question. You know, any of those who are listening, please push like on this brother's comment because it's a very intelligent question. Okay, so when people die, you have to understand science. First, you have to understand science. We all understand science. All knowledge is regurgitated. But some, for those who do not know, that most of everything around you is based off of one positioning. And I call it a position because that's what it is. If you study it closely, you will see that it's a position. It's a position known as an atom, right? The most diabolical and supreme atom, the most diverse atom in the entire cosmos is the carbon atom. This is what makes the diamond so valuable, because of its carbon intelligence, because of its carbon components. So you have the carbon atom. Through molecular metabolism and through a thermodynamic application, what the carbon atom does is slowly decays everything around you. It decays it. It is decaying. And what does decaying mean? It means that it's losing electronic power. So how do something exist electronically? That something existing electronically means that its electricity, the positive understanding of the electrical charge of what it is known to exist to be, is gaining traction. So everything around you is slowly decaying because electrons within the atomic composure of it is adding up, is multiplying. So everything around you, I thought I turned that down, man. Everything around you is decaying and dying because of the carbon atom losing electrons. Everything around you. You can research everything that I speak on. A lot of people give a lot of false information, especially biologically and energetically and subatomically, because they are seeking to manipulate. And brothers like Clarence 13X, he categorized these people as 10%ers. But everything around you is decaying, right? It's decaying because of the carbon atom. Now, scientifically, it takes 5,600 years for a carbon atom to completely decay. And before that happens, it goes through transformation. It goes through transformation in which it loses electrons. And in that lossage, it becomes something completely different from what it was. So in transformation, you study energy. There's 3 types of energy. You have potential energy, you have chemical energy, and then you have kinetic energy. These energy, through the laws of conservation and thermodynamics, these energies have the potential to protrude different types of activities that affects its environment through either enthalpy or entropy, right? So everything around you is decaying, and in the form of energy, nothing around you dies. It only transforms. It only transforms. So when you stick a human body into the ground, and you have to understand fossil fuels and things of that nature in order to really grasp this concept. When you stick a human body into the ground, that human body isn't going to be completely eroded from this world or off this planet until 5,600 to 6,000 years has passed. 5,600 to 6,000 years, and this is what has defined ages, human mannerism. So, from my understanding, you have the movement of everything. Everybody understands vibration. Everybody understands frequency. So, when things move, they fundamentally and basically move in a circular motion. But if you was to draw a circle from the beginning of that circle to the ending of that circle, if you was to draw a circle on a piece of paper and try to match it up perfectly with the beginning and the ending of that circle, there's interstellarly going to be a gap. There's going to be a gap. No matter if you made the front of that circle touch the back of that circle, there's going to be a gap. That gap isn't going to be imminent to the naked eye, but scientifically that gap is going to be there. This is what's considered to be the interstellar. So I don't want to go into this whole scientific thing, not all the way, because you have to deal with the imagination and intuition. A lot of knowledge is regurgitated. I'm just going to give you what I have been revealed by the cosmos and by the divine universe. So when you die, if you look at things as moving in that intense formation, which is a circle, when you die, you actually jump 1 second ahead of your time. And that's one of the understandings of the poor righteous teachers, because this is why they call themselves poor, because they've already been there and done that. The 5%ers. And what I mean by that is, mentally I've already gained or conquered the world, but in reality that hasn't transpired. So I'm considered to be a poor person because me conquering the world hasn't become my physical reality. My mentality is beyond what I've gained physically. And in order to completely gain that physical inheritance, in order to gain that physical inheritance, I have to teach. because that's going to catapult me spiritually into a gratitude of the universe. I'm not trying to use a bunch of words. I'm not trying to sound, too crazy, but because of the 5,600-year carbon decaying atom, and knowing that energy does not die, the fastest moving thing ever known to exist is the thoughts and the mentality. You jump 1 second ahead of your time, making you a poor righteous teacher, because you understand that everything, that your reality does not end. When you die, you only jump 1 second ahead of your time, meaning that your death continues. Now, a lot of people ask the question, a lot of people say that when you die, you can't take it with you. Our ancestors understood that. They say when you die, you cannot take it with you. But that is opposed to these individuals, such as the ancient Egyptians, who died with their possessions. They died with their cats, their golds, sometimes relatives. When they died, these things were buried with them. So why would I believe that when I die, I can't take it with me, when one of the most ancient and intellectual civilizations or universities to ever exist state otherwise? They are clearly stating that when you die, your possessions are to be considered as being physical possessions that you can take with you. When you die, you can take things with you, is what the ancient Egyptians was emulating. This is what they were emulating, And the reason why they was emulating this is because they understood what I'm telling you now. You jump 1 second ahead of your time, meaning that everything that you are witnessing and experiencing in this life, it does not end. Your brothers are your brothers for life. Your sisters are your sisters for life, forever, for all of eternity, even in your death. But when you die, you just simply transform. You transform, just like carbon-13 transformed into carbon-12 over an elapsed period of time. When you die, you transform. And when we die, we are meant to transform and go to other planets so that we may teach them what we have learned and discovered here on Earth, which is the #1 planet ever to discover. Ever to be found and known throughout the entire galaxy and all of any universes to ever exist. When you die, you have to go to other planets so that you can advance these molecules and atoms and these alien life forms that exist on these other planets. And this is after you transform, not die, because nothing dies. Nothing around you has ever died. Nothing around you has ever, not once, died. But it has transformed, So when you die, you transform. So in that transformance, you ask, do the energy return? Is there a reincarnation? There's only a reincarnation or a return of energy through planet Nibiru. Planet X, which we created here on this earth with Earth's best minerals. The Earth's best minerals that we found eons and eons and eons and eons, billions and billions and trillions and trillions and trillions of years ago. We built this planet known as Nibiru in today's time, or Planet X. I'm not going to get into etymology and the historic understanding of this word, because that's irrelevant in today's time, simply because we're in a new age. But we created this planet that comes along every 300 to 600,000 years, it comes along and it resets the entire planet. It resets the entire planet. And what I mean by that is everyone that died between that time, their energy is stuck here on this planet. This is why in the Bible, the lake of fire and hell are two different locations. Hell is here on earth, and the lake of fire is actually the place people fear to go after they died, which is to the lake of fire. That's the lake of fire doesn't happen till after the judgment happens. And that's because it emulates, or it obviously states a sublime, not obvious, but a sublime content that we are stuck here on this planet once we die. And the reason why is because planet Nibiru comes along, planet X, comes back into our solar system, and it sucks up all the energy. It sucks up all the people that have died. It sucks them up. And it redistributes or spurts out brand new energy. Brand new energy that aligns up with the planets aligning up as one, along with the moon aligning up with the earth as one. Everything falls into one perfect alignment. Just like a clock, when a clock aligns up at the 12, there's a new hour. Everything are perfectly aligned up together and represented or structured or brought into our reality a new age. Just like there's a new hour, there's a new age. So when you die, you're stuck here, or I wouldn't say stuck, but you are placed here to help whoever you're going to help in this physical reality. And planet Nibiru comes along every 200 to 300,000 years. It sucks up all the dead people, all the dead black people who died, and it spews out energy to those who once were. It spurts out energy of those who once were. Spurts out new energy, pretty much, because energy does not die. A lot of this energy has already existed in some formation. So it spurts out new energy, and this new energy pertains to the consciousness first. This is why the things like the pole shift, which is a lost knowledge, you try to research things about the pole shift. It's similar to researching things about the pineal gland. There's very little information on it. But things like the pole shift takes place in